Hello and welcome to another video of the IT Career Guide YouTube channel. In today's video I want to talk about Office 365, and if you are working a help desk role at the moment, how Office 365 could be potentially your gateway into a fulfilling IT career. So first of all, I want to link to my video about Office 365 and the available options there and how you can look at it from an IT career. But in today's video, I want to talk about specifically if you are working in a help desk role, how can you take advantage of Office 365? First of all, I want to point out that there are quite a few different certifications offered by Microsoft for Office 365. Certifications are often a great way to have some structured path to knowledge transfer, meaning that you acquire the knowledge and then use it, pass the certification exam and become certified in that certain technology. And I will link to a couple of those certifications or list them here so that you can look them up. I don't want to go into detail here, that requires a whole series of videos. But if you work in a traditional help desk role where you have the break-fix type of work, where you answer the phone and help customers remotely, where you remote into machines, you build computers, these type of things. And if you look at Office 365, how can you evolve your career into that certain technology and then use it potentially to become a systems administrator or a systems engineer, or get into application-specific roles like SharePoint Online or Exchange Online, or information security, really with protecting data and data governance. So when you work in Office 365, you might just see the applications like Outlook, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, maybe Microsoft Project. They hook into Microsoft Teams a little bit. So there's some functionality that you as a help desk guy or gal need to know. And you use it day by day and you don't necessarily think about the potential and the work that is sitting behind it. But that's where I think you have an opportunity. So let's say you take a look at Microsoft Exchange Online. You might just look at it from mailboxes, distribution lists, and creating new user accounts and adding a user to a distribution list, removing a user from a distribution list, creating a shared calendar for a department or whatever it is. But if you look at it from the backside, you have to look at something like email retention policies, restoring mailboxes, spam protection, security. So that whole thing really expands a little bit, and there's an easy way for you really to go and acquire that additional knowledge. Microsoft Exchange Online is no longer focusing on certain areas that you had with Exchange on-prem, where you were hosting a server, a physical server or virtual server with Microsoft Exchange installed and all the related gateways and application-related services that needed to be provided. Microsoft does that automatically in the cloud. But you can look at it really just that portion that is system administration related, and see if you can specialize in that area and then use that to make your first jump into a system administrator role. So that you work on the back end of Microsoft Exchange Online, not on the front end as a help desk technician. In most areas, it probably will not be enough to be a full-blown systems administrator. Look at SharePoint and SharePoint Online. That's where you can find a full-time role by becoming a SharePoint expert. SharePoint on-prem, the server-side installed version of Microsoft SharePoint, has been a beast in the past. It's really a challenging application. There's so much complexity in it. There are so many different roles in it. So once it moved into SharePoint Online, it became more of how do you organize the data? How do you present it back? So there's design work involved, there's structure involved, security. And that role has become a little smaller, but more focused. And that's where I want to point your attention really is if you start understanding how SharePoint Online works. And then just go a little bit deeper, be it on the design side, that you can do basic design work in SharePoint. Set up structures, build an intranet, maintain an intranet. There are so many moving pieces, and those are usually full-time roles even today. And they offer a great long-term career because SharePoint databases in the on-prem environment, in the local data center or server room that a company had, those are beasts. I mentioned that before. Once they get lifted and shifted into SharePoint Online, so the data migration could be a major portion of that role. But once that data sits in SharePoint Online, these companies are really tied, married to Microsoft's services. It's very difficult to migrate the data out and go to Amazon AWS or to the Google Cloud. So these companies have a long-term interest in staying with Microsoft. They're investing money and resources. They're looking for the right talent to support them on their journey and to maintain this environment. You're not making a six-figure investment or seven-figure investment into a technology and then will not maintain it. So there's a long-term interest that these companies have. And for you, that offers a lot of opportunity to become an expert in that area and then transfer from the help desk into a SharePoint administrator, SharePoint designer. You can even go into self-employment if you wanted to and provide these external services as a consultant to companies and really have that business mentality built up and run your own business and provide these services. So larger companies usually have a dedicated SharePoint administrator or administrators. Smaller companies rely on a jack of all trades that has a little knowledge here and there. So now if you go back to Microsoft Exchange Online and SharePoint Online, well, there's your jack of all trades. So you mix that with a couple other things and well, you have a whole different employment market open as an opportunity. Salary-wise, with a little experience, you can easily go above six figures. When I mean a little experience, it's not 1 or 2 years with SharePoint. But if you look at it from really growing a career and building a solid foundation, then you can easily get into six figures. And well, I've worked with people in the past that became the SharePoint administrator for a larger company and then got scooped up by Microsoft and are now a Microsoft consultant. And well, let's just say it this way. Consultants that work for Microsoft are highly paid, are highly respected in the industry, and pretty much have all the doors open. There's a lot of travel involved with these roles, but you do this for a couple of years and well, you can pretty much pick your employer afterwards when a position opens up. You build up connections, a network of people that know you. This is just a high-level introduction of if you work at the help desk and the company where you work at uses Office 365, don't just look at it from a help desk perspective. Look at the bigger picture and identify your career path and then really go for it. Go after it. You have this, you got this, you can make this work. So it takes a little effort, it takes a little studying. You might want to get certified along the way too, but there's a great opportunity for a long-term career in information technology. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so as well. And then I hope to see you in my next video. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.